Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews, and my name is John. I have another anniversary review. It is the 45th anniversary of A Day at the Races by Queen, originally released on December 10th, 1976, celebrating its 45th anniversary. This album is a follow-up to A Night at the Opera, and almost like a companion album. This one has a similar title style, it has the similar album cover, and the album titles were both taken from Marx Brothers films. When I was young, I used to listen to a lot of classic rock bands, and Queen was one of the bands that I listened to back then, and it's still a band I listen to a lot. This is a band that gets played a lot in my house. My wife is a big fan of Queen. I like the band, and when I was younger, I started listening to the band with the album The Game. That was the one with Another One Bites the Dust, and I like that. I remember the Flash Gordon soundtrack. And, I remember when they were like hard rockers, they released I Want It All from their, the album that came out in 1989. And anyway, but this album, I was kind of young when it came out, but there are a lot of hits on it that I did remember. So the album does have a classic lineup of Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon. So the album starts out with one of the most well-known songs, Tie Your Mother Down, written by Brian May back in 1968. This is before the band Queen existed. I think they formed in 1970. And at this time, Brian May was studying for his PhD in astronomy. It's a pretty cool, heavy blues rock song. It's really memorable, guitar riff and solo. And you can find a music video of this, and it does have a live performance. Actually, some of the guitar work reminds me a lot of, Van Halen. And they would release their debut album, I think, actually 2 years after this. Next song, You Take My Breath Away. This was written by Freddie Mercury. So he did all the vocals and piano parts, and included a lot of layered tracks and harmonized vocals. This is one of those ballads. It's a song that does not get a lot of attention, but really beautiful love song. And the song transitions into the next one called Long Away, written by Brian May, and he does the vocals on this one. More of a 70s rock song. Reminds me a little of the band Boston. It kind of has that type of sound to it. This was released as a single, but it did not chart. But there are has some pretty good guitar playing, and Brian May plays a 12-string electric on this song. Millionaire Waltz. This was written by Freddie Mercury, and it was about John Reid, and he was the manager for Queen and Elton John at the time. It's a very complex song, a lot of different layers and multi-tracked vocals, and also has John Deacon, playing bass, almost like he's playing the lead bass, with Freddie Mercury on piano. After about 2 minutes, the song goes from a waltz to a hard rock song. Got some heavy riffs by Brian May, has that signature guitar tone. After that, it goes back to the waltz, has Brian May playing the guitar leads. You and I is a John Deacon song with Freddie Mercury on vocals. This one's a rocker, and John Deacon plays the acoustic guitar, and the song was a B-side to Tie Your Mother Down. And this is one of those songs that was never played live. It does have some harder rocking parts, and cool galloping guitar from Brian May, and it's a pretty cool song. Next is a side 2 of the album. We have Somebody to Love. This was a big hit from the album. Freddie Mercury wrote the song, kind of inspired by Aretha Franklin. This is Freddie Mercury, Brian May, and Roger Taylor. They do vocals, and they kind of do that multiple track thing. They kind of achieve that choir effect. Maybe a little similarities between this and Bohemian Rhapsody. But this is another one of their signature songs. Has a very memorable Brian May guitar solo. They have a music video for this one, and footage of them in the recording studio. White Man is a song written by Brian May. It's about the suffering of Native Americans. When the Europeans colonized, and that whole story. Kind of one of the heavier songs in the album. It's heavier in a metal way, and also heavier in a way it addresses a very serious social topic, not something that Queen was always doing. Brian May plays some distorted power chords. Kind of Freddie Mercury has kind of more aggressive vocal style, more a deeper kind of a screaming vocal style. Pretty cool, underrated deep cut. Next is Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, another one of their popular songs, written by Freddie Mercury. Starts with him on piano and vocals, and the band comes in after that. The song has a lot of like vocal harmonies. Brian May does a lot of different guitar fills throughout the song, and he does have that signature style and tone. Drowse, that's a Roger Taylor song. So he does the vocals on this one. He plays rhythm guitar. So Brian May plays slide guitar in the song. Another deep cut that was never played live. It's a straightforward, just 70s rock song. The final song is called Teo Torriatte, which means let us cling together. And it's, the only Queen song where part of the song is sung in Japanese. They had a really big following in Japan, and it's a soft piano-driven song, and the piano is played by Brian May. So, in conclusion, this is one of their best albums, released at the height of their popularity in the 70s. Good combination of their hits and some other pretty good like deep cuts. Three of the songs are piano ballads, but there are also a few rockers on the song. So it's kind of a really good, well-balanced album. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this album. Tomorrow we'll continue with my anniversary reviews. I have Tesla Mechanical Resonance. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, check out the other videos I have linked here, and I'll see you all in the next one.